Have you ever heard a song that influenced you in some sort of way? It could have been a song that made you want to change something about your life, or made you feel a strong emotion. Maybe it was part of a major moment in your life, and whenever you hear it, it brings you back to that moment. Whatever the answer is, it's happened to most of us. And music doesn't just influence our emotions, it can even influence our lives. Let me ask you another question. How did you learn the alphabet? Most likely by singing the ABCs. And how big of an influence has the alphabet been in your life? Pretty big, right? If we look at children's shows like Sesame Street, we see a trend of music being combined with modern technology to teach children about how to navigate the world in the future. It's best said in Converging Media, a new introduction to mass communication by John V. Pavlik and Sean McIntosh. Children, especially, listen to recorded music, sometimes the same songs over and over, learning vocabulary, musical rhythms, and the pleasure of dancing. Music's convergence with modern technology is becoming increasingly prevalent, not just in kids' entertainment, though. Don't believe me? Think about when you get a new smartphone. What are the only two things in the box other than the actual phone? A charger and earbuds. Now let's look at Sensor Tower's list of the top non-game apps in 2016. Based on revenue, the music streaming giant Spotify is number 1 on the App Store and the overall lists, despite not placing on Google Play's list. Music is becoming increasingly more influential among the masses, mainly through the means of smartphones. I mean, the recent iPhones since the release of the iPhone 7 have been getting major backlash, specifically on the fact that the headphone jack was removed to make more room for other technologies in the phone. One of them being, oddly enough, better speakers. I personally don't know many people who use the phone's actual speakers for much other than hearing notifications. And even then, we've survived without having our phones go bleep bloop through stereo speakers for the last 10 years. So that is a pretty irrelevant excuse on Apple's part. But hey, we can always buy their $160 Bluetooth AirPods and our lives will be perfect again. So now there's one big question. Why are we so passionate about that headphone jack? It's because our society revolves around a love of music. Regardless of form or format, listening to music remains a national pastime, second only to time spent watching television. We stream, we download, create, share, discover, you name it. And the fact that we do all of that on a phone, all those things that used to take multiple companies can now fit in our pockets. Anyone can become a self-produced musician or singer just using a phone and maybe a sound booth and some recording equipment. Some teenager from Texas can download some music production software like GarageBand or FL Studio on their phone or similar device, post the song on SoundCloud or YouTube, and make money from it, possibly even being noticed by a record label. So many artists today have gone through this process, like Khalid, Ed Sheeran, The Weeknd, and Alessia Cara, just to name a few. And because of the prevalence of music on the internet and other media, people have been able to change lives. For example, by now we've all heard the song 1-800-273-8255 by Maryland rapper Logic featuring Alessia Cara and Khalid. The song title is the phone number for the National Suicide Prevention Hotline, with the song being a sort of narrative of someone who wants to commit suicide but by the end has a complete change of heart and wants to live their life to the fullest. Amazingly, after the three of them performed the song at the MTV Video Music Awards on August 27, 2017, the hotline saw a 50% increase in calls that very night. On Twitter, the VMAs trended globally for 13 hours, Sunday, August 27, 2017. From 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time, the show was the #1 trending topic in the US. Combined with all those watching the show on cable television that night, the performance, being one of the best of the night according to Billboard, spread like wildfire throughout the world. In the last 10 years, our society has completely changed due to the prevalence of the smartphone, and a major part of that is the music aspect of it. We've always been constantly surrounded by music, in the store, on television, on the radio, but now we not only listen to music, but also discover, share, and even create it. And technology's convergence with music within these pocket-sized devices has allowed us to change the way we live and interact with others. Whether its effects are positive or negative, only time can tell. But by the looks of it, we aren't going to stop music technology's evolution anytime soon.